It tastes extremely healthy.
Overall, it's pretty good. Welcome to a warm albeit dreary Quebec City. We have just checked out of our room at Chateau Frontenac and are on the way to YQB. After 4 nights in Quebec, it's time to go back home to Calgary. Today's itinerary involves a quick hop from YQB to YYZ on Air Canada Rouge 1955 with a 2.5-hour layover in Toronto before boarding AC 159 for the 4-hour flight from Toronto to Calgary. Lucky for us, we're flying back in AC signature class, so when we land at 11, we should be in pretty good shape.
Just got to YQB and we're gonna head to the Air Canada check-in desk.
And since the airport was so free, our check-in agent was undergoing some training, so it took a while to get our boarding passes printed and to check in one piece of luggage. Making our way through security was a breeze, even without a dedicated priority security lane. The airport was pretty empty, so we made it through in about 5 minutes and without hiccups. The only lounge at Quebec City's Jean Lesage International Airport is the VIP Lounge by Club Med. It is open from 4 AM to 6 PM, and you can gain access to it with a priority pass, lounge key, diners club, or a Dragon Pass membership, which is what I used as a benefit from my RBC Avion Visa Infinite Privilege card. The lounge is situated at the far left-hand side of the terminal after you clear security. Entering the lounge, the gates are a bit finicky as they're very slow to open or to register your membership. Once you pass the gates, you will see that on the left is the self-serve food area, with selections of some light snacks and drinks ranging from pop and juice to self-serve alcohol. They also provided some pre-packaged snacks that are easy to take onto the plane. Past the food area, this lounge provides some great tarmac views with big bright windows, and to the right is a plentiful amount of seating along with a racist white male that decided to call me a Chinese spy for filming planes on the tarmac. This is the plane for a quick 1.5-hour hop over to Toronto, an Airbus A321 operated by Air Canada Rouge. For this flight, we were seated in economy in row 31, which is an exit row. Being the exit row meant that we're not allowed to place bags on the floor, and we do not have a window, but for the significant increase in the legroom, it is definitely worth it. We landed in Toronto about 15 minutes late, and we had a 2.5-hour layover before our flight back home. We dove back into the sanctuary of the AC Signature Cafe, and with multiple wide bodies leaving the domestic terminal, I don't even want to think about how full the Maple Leaf Lounge is. We grabbed a few drinks and snacks in the cafe, and we recharged our electronics before getting ready to board our flight home.
As we expected, menu items at the Signature Cafe haven't changed, but I did manage to find 2 new exciting things. First is a hummus vegetable wrap. It looks very vegetable-y, very healthy. And second is this cute little green juice. It tastes extremely healthy.
Must be set to airplane mode until an announcement.
And for the flight home, this is the plane that will be taking us all the way, a 787-9. AC's signature class cabin is in a reverse herringbone layout, giving every seat direct aisle access as well as grey privacy. The seat is grey with mild AC branding, and the rest of the cabin is in a pretty modern looking white paired with grey accent colors. Even with the modern looking cabin, both of our seats were not that clean. If you're flying on the same product on the 787-9, make sure to try and avoid row 5 if you're sitting in A or K, as it is missing a window. For this flight, Kelly and I are sitting in the middle seats of row 7 at the very back of the business class cabin for additional privacy. There are 2 business class only lavatories, one located at the very front of the plane, and the second one is located behind row 8 on the right hand side. Even with the washrooms relatively close to me, I did not feel disturbed at all. I think most passengers would have used the one at the front. Taking a quick tour of the washroom, it was kept pretty clean throughout the flight. AC has provided hand soap and hand lotion with not much else. On the wall is this cool maple tree graphic for you to look at when you make the mistake of shitting on a plane. And of course, with it being a Dreamliner, it's great to see the window in the lavatory, which will make for some great views if the flight was during the day. Now let's get out of here before an FA thinks I'm filming exclusive content. Once we boarded, the crew handed out menus for the meal service tonight as well as a drinks menu. It's great to see the return of paper menus, as I prefer those over virtual ones. So let's take a look at what's on offer tonight. On this domestic Air Canada signature class flight, we're being served a 3-course meal, starting with an appetizer of smoked salmon along with a heritage mixed salad and warm bread, and then moving on to our main, we get to pick between a veal, a chicken tangine, cod, or the vegetarian paella. In between, we also get a cheese plate, and we finish off the meal service with a dessert course between a carrot cake or fresh seasonal fruit. AC offers dine on demand on their domestic signature class flights, which is really appreciated. And for the drinks menu, they had 1 sparkling wine, 2 choices of white wines, 3 choices of reds, and a port on offer, along with a variety of other alcoholic beverages for you to get wasted.
So I'm finally boarded as well. I boarded a bit after Kevin because I wanted to enjoy the Air Canada Signature Cafe for a bit longer. But now I'm finally here. I'm really excited to start exploring all the amenities and features of these seats.
On your right is a raisable armrest, as well as a little cubby below it that I use to store my drinks. In terms of your seat controls, you have 3 preset positions between sitting, which is used for takeoff and landing and eating, relaxing, which is our favorite, and resting, which converts the seat into a full lie flat bed. You're also able to adjust the comfort settings, such as making the mattress more firm or soft depending on preference, as well as a very mild massage button. You are also able to change some ambient settings, such as turning on and off the overhead lights, the divider lights, as well as the lights in the footwell. On your left is a conveniently placed reading light. Each seat also comes with its own individual air vent and overhead light. And I am pleased to report that the AC seats are very comfortable regardless of what position you're in. A seat cover, pillow, and a warm blanket is provided for you to get comfortable in your pod. Regrettably, AC does not provide turn-down service like some other carriers, but the seat cover is pretty easy to put on by yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. There's just a strap that goes around the back of the seat. And then it's just like a little blanket.
Each seat has a tray table that comes towards you and folds out. Just pull a latch on the underside and the table should easily come down into place. It is more than big enough to fit my 16-inch MacBook Pro.
So first, I want to point out that I love that there's 2 cable routing holes. This makes charging devices super easy. When you flip this open, you have your 110 volt house plug type outlet on this side. Currently, it is charging the camera that I'm recording on. Then you have your little mini IFE that will take out in a second. And then on this side, you have your airline style 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as a USB-A port for you to charge your devices. There's a button on this side, you just press it, and then the mini IFE comes out. This is pretty standard with pretty much all airlines. I believe it's made by Panasonic. It's connected by this little cable. This is kind of like holding a little PSP, if you are old enough to remember those. You can use it to control the main IFE, like you can navigate in between menus. I'm assuming you can also play games and stuff with the D-pad. I first initially thought that you use A. You actually use the middle click here. You can also have your light control and your attendant button on the remote, as well as a volume button. You also have shoulder buttons. It's decently responsive, it's not super laggy. So you might wonder, since it's connected by a wire, how are we going to retract it? Well, you just pull it again. Give it a quick pull, and then it just retracts by itself. Want to take a look at the provided headphones. They're sealed in a plastic wrap, so let's get them open. So they feel nice. In terms of padding, it's quite soft. Same with these ear cups. They're actually pretty nice. And if you want to watch a movie on this decently big screen, these are perfect for it. Thank you. So I picked the Domaine Christia from Menthol, France. The reason I ordered this was because I wanted to pair it with my main, which is the veal. Hopefully it pairs well together. So along with the first drink service, they also handed out some nuts. The meal service is commencing soon. I'm hoping to get my Mac out off the table before then, hopefully, but in terms of privacy, like, this is you're basically where my head is right now. You pretty much can't see anybody. Privacy, I think it's really nice. Really enjoying the AC signature class experience so far. After dinner, Kelly's probably gonna take a nap. I'm gonna put my bed into like lie flat mode and bed mode and lie down and see how that feels. The food should be here any minute. Let's get to the main event. Thank you. So meal service has just commenced and they just served the appetizer. We see a return with a very much anticipated and a very much needed metal cutlery on AC signature class, which is great. And then the food is accompanied with some olive oil and a very cute salt and pepper shaker. So let's dig in and see how it tastes. It's just bread. It was mildly warm, but the butter is okay. I think it's multigrain though, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's serviceable. Alright, let's give these potatoes a try. Also pretty mediocre. It's not anything bad or anything. It is potato opera, which is pretty good. Nothing really to call home for. So I got the veal, as you saw. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look super appetizing. Let's give it a shot. So this is the potato and parsnip puree. It's not too bad. Let's try the veal. I'm quite impressed. I think the veal is quite good. It's a tad on the chewier side, but I think the flavor is good. It's tender. Yeah, overall it's pretty good. I feel like the food always lacks a bit of seasoning, but adding some pepper I think really helps.
Disgusting!
Take this away, give you more room there.
Okay, so this is my last course. This is carrot cake, and now let's see how this tastes. Overall, I think the meal service has been a pretty decent success. I think the appetizer was a bit mid, the veal was pretty good, and then the carrot cake was also pretty good. The flight attendants have been super nice. In terms of service itself, they've been pretty quick. Shouldn't be too hard to put this little seat cover on, and then the blankets is right there. Both of these are packaged in plastic so that they're clean. Let's get comfy. I just put my seat cover on. There's not much time left. I think we're just past halfway. We're about an hour and 30 minutes out from Calgary. I'm fully lying down. It still feels really private. These two high walls next to me. Can't really see anybody. Okay, and this is with the blanket on. I'm just sitting up leaning against the hard cover. Not super comfortable. Well, yeah, so I think let's do a little recap of this flight experience. It's only 4 hours and 30 minutes or so. The food service was pretty quick. The flight attendants were super nice. The food was decent, not anything special, but that's to be expected. First of all, it's a domestic flight. It's not international. And again, because it's domestic, there's no amenity kit, which was kind of a shame because the new Air Canada amenity kit looks amazing. The one by Aqua de Parma. The Air Canada hard product, as usual, is pretty good. One of the more comfortable beds in the sky out there. I really enjoy the ability to customize your seat hardness, your seat firmness. You're also able to get a massage. It's super private, super cozy. The legroom is very nice. I am 175 centimeters, so pretty short, so no problem for me. But I can tell that the legroom narrows in as you get to the end of the pod. If you're a lot taller, your feet might feel a little bit cramped at the very, very end. But otherwise, this is super comfortable. And I think I'll take a nap for the rest of the flight, or however long I can manage to sleep. And then we'll see you in Calgary.
And welcome to Calgary. We landed about 15 minutes early, and overall the flight was really pleasant, and Kelly slept from after the meal service all the way until we touched down. If you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. We hope you enjoyed the rest of the travel vlogs. We have a very special trip already booked for October of this year, and we can't wait to take you along.